Are you a senior and you're worried you're not going to get recruited to play college soccer? I'm the college soccer guy. I'm going to help you play college soccer. I've been trying to tell you through all my videos that you should not have waited this long, but maybe it wasn't up to you. Maybe you sent emails and they weren't working. Maybe you got injured. Maybe you're not playing a high enough club team and now you are. Or maybe you're playing at a good club team, but you got a new coach. Or there could be a dozen reasons. Or maybe you just started freaking late and now you really want to play college soccer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a student that I'm with who is in your position so you can see what we did to them, literally what I did to them, not with them, what I made them do and change both emotionally and tangibly, so that way you can see what you need to do to play college soccer. So I'm going to give you that example. Have you guys booked anything for this summer?
You mean for college IDs or?
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't like officially, paid for them and signed up for them, but we have a few things that we in the works of wanting to go to.
Okay, which ones are you thinking about?
I know he wanted to go to Shenandoah University. They have one July 27th, I believe. He went there once, and then this will be his second time going back, and he talks to the coach. And then there was a Christian ID college for was that Messiah University?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only two we were definite about.
Okay. Now, between those two schools, which one of those schools, or have you had genuine interest from those schools before?
No, never.
Okay, so you haven't had any emails back from them where they were like, hey, we liked your video or anything like that?
Well, from Shenandoah.
Right. Okay, so, and what did they say exactly?
He's gonna pull up the email, but from what I can remember, positive feedback from the ID camp, he went to for them. And they, whatever he emails them, they'll respond back.
That's great. So what I want to say is that camp to me is I know you've been before, but that one is a no-brainer. So when it comes to Messiah, it's a very religious school. Are you guys religious in that way?
Not very, but I mean, we are religious, but
okay.
I won't depends on what you mean.
They'll like that. Oh, that's good to know. They'll like pray before the game and those types of things. Are you comfortable with that?
Oh,
okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't...
The main thing though I have to tell you is this. You don't have the GPA for Messiah, in my opinion. Their average GPA is a 3.7. Yours is a 3.2. Is that right?
Yeah. But he might have, I don't know what he has mostly all straight A's this year, his junior year. So it'll probably
go up. That's true. Here's what I would say about Messiah. If you say to me, it's my dream school. So first I'm just going to say, go to Shenandoah. Then for Messiah, my recommendation is do not go unless we can get an email back from them. And we'll write an email today because.
Okay. Well, we did get an email back from them.
A genuine?
I emailed them. Well, depends on how you say genuine. I mean, they said if he's, they laid out what their program is, and then it's like, if that's for you, then we would like to see, like you to come.
That sounds generic to me. I'm going to put it like this. Is I do not go unless we get an email back from them that is more genuine. I'm going to say, or this is your top school. But I'm telling you now that on paper, this is not realistic with your grades and how far along they are in the process. I don't think it's realistic. But we're going to write that. We're going to write an email today. And if they respond to that, then we'll deal with that. Okay. Any other events? Those are the main two you're thinking about, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the other thing is right now, are there any other schools? Forget events. What other schools have you spoken to?
Waynesboro.
Williamsboro?
University of Lynchburg. Yeah. University of Lynchburg.
Mm-hmm.
That's it that he's gotten back.
Okay.
Besides, I mean, besides the generic email, because he even met the University of Lynchburg coach.
But number 3 is we need to fix your video. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to use a website called vvideo.com. I will send you the directions for this. Okay, then what I want you to do is the intro page. I need it to say your name, your position, your cumulative GPA. So if you got good grades this year and you have a transcript we can get, I just need an approximate, like I said, just approximate, nothing crazy. Contact info, end of video. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, vvideo.com, intro page, name, position, UPCL, contact info, end of video. Okay, that's that. Next, you're going to take a full game video, played well, and make a every touch video. You take the full game you played and every clip you were involved, you screen record and put in the editing system and add a circle. So here, you're going to go like this, dear coach, always dear coach, and you're going to send it to the head coach, and then you're going to have CC everyone else. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I hope this finds you well. That's nice. I want to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to participate in the Recent IT Camp at Shadow. That's a lovely sentence. Thank you for feedback about it. There's one thing indicating about my food. I'd like to know. Okay, this is an awesome statement. I'd like to know what drills or techniques I can use to improve my speed of play. This is a follow-up email, which is fine.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's fine. But the point is, from now on, you never ask for advice. You're over that. Okay, let's say they gave you
Okay.
advice. Go do these drills. But do they want to recruit you? That's what we need to know. Agreed? So,
Right.
if you were an 8th grader or a 9th grader or a 10th grader, that'd be fine. But as a junior going in senior year, we don't need this. We need a question. And you're asked, am I being considered as a recruit for the class of 2025? Okay? That's what
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask them. Now, don't worry about that for a second. After camp, I took time to walk on campus. That's so nice, genuine. I love it. I provided the URL to the PFA who I've been playing for 2 years. I also attached my highlight video. Okay. What is this one? Okay, cool. All right, this is a great concept, but coaches can only do one link at a time. One link at a time. That's all they can do. So, because they can only do one link at a time, you send them only one link, and you're not going to send them your video anymore because we need to fix it. But this is, I attached a recent highlight video below. Then any coach information, this is great subject, a great signature. Then I need you to put your coaches, you're going to go references, and you're going to put your coach's name, coach's email, coach's phone, and coach title, like whatever, maybe he played college soccer or something along those lines. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then I've touched recent highlight video. Okay, so the other thing, I'm gonna pretend this email is not a follow-up just for the because we are about to, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do next and it's be a little different. So this part I really like. Dear coach, head coach, CC everyone else. I hope this letter finds you well. Great. I want to take a moment to sincere. This is nice because it was a follow-up. We're gonna change it. You have to say something genuine. So I'll help you do that in a minute. Something genuine. Now, the next thing is the ask, which you have, and then this is the part about you. This is the part I needed. My name is, I have a, let's just call it a 3.4 GPA until we learn. I have a 3.4 GPA. What position do you like to play the most? As a winger or a striker? I play as a winger for USL Academy, and EDP. You have to say both of them. I am part of the 2025 class. So I have been invited to play for USL 2 team, I also play for the USL Academy and EDP. I'm part of the class. Okay, that's enough of that.
We have a question.
Please.
Okay, so he's going to be on a new team next year. So would we put that new team instead of the EDP because
Good
he
question.
got accepted to play with Alexandra and they're in NAL,
Okay,
like the
awesome.
MLS next 2 team?
Cool. So the answer is yes. I've been invited to play for USL 2 team. I also was playing for USL Academy, and now will play for NAL, Cool.
Okay.
And then you're going to do, your ask is going to be, are you looking for a winger for the class of 2025? Question mark. Then you're going to go, I've attached my highlight video below, and you're going to put the link right there. Thank you for your time. Blah, beautiful. Okay, the rest of it is great. See how it's a lot shorter and to the point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your subject line is going to read like this. USL 2 2025 winger, 3.4 GPA, and your names. Now, the reason we're putting USL 2, it's a big deal to be playing USL 2 in high school in any way, even if you don't play any minutes. It's a big deal because those are college players. So that's a big deal. Do you have will you get any footage of you playing USL 2?
I'm not for sure if he's going to be, they don't let the roster out until like a day or two before
Okay.
the
Can we
game.
get
But I
any
mean,
video?
we can get practice footage
That'd be
of
great.
him.
Okay,
Practice.
heck, yes. Definitely want that. That's better than game footage, to be honest, because it's such a big deal. USL 2 video, please get ASAP. Okay. Now, let's say for this sake, here's my biggest concern for you. You have one school that's interested in you. Agreed? That's the real truth. You deserve more than that. Okay, I've seen your moments. I've seen the whole video. That's my job, but college coaches will not do that. So, what do you want to major in? Computer science, engineering. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Okay, listen very closely. In this chapter, chapter 2, before our call, I created a list of schools that I want us to message. And you're going to go into this section of engineering and you're going to click on Division 2 and Division 3 engineering. These two, here, I'll do it with you right now. You're going to click on these two programs. What we're going to do, I want to press Command A, Command C. Let me go back here. I'm going to put this in your D2 section. Right now, you don't have the privilege of getting picky about what soccer team you get to play for. Do you understand? Because you have no offers. If you get an offer, then you can get picky. What I want you to do is email every single one of these schools that I put here, because all of them have a version of engineering. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Now, to email all these schools is going to take you a lifetime. So instead, you're going to look up the school by name. You're going to press select. So let's just say we wanted to do California. This school is on your list. Here's California Lutheran. Okay, this is one of the schools on your list. You're going to click the check mark. Got it? Okay. Then what you're going to do, well, you'll do that for all the schools I gave you, up to 100 coaches. You get to send 100 emails. So you have to do it each day. So there's about, in the list I just gave you, you're going to start with Division 3, then you're going to go to Division 2. Got it?
Yep.
It will take you about 2 weeks. If you do 10 a day, like 100 emails a day for 10 days, well, in fact, if you do 100 emails for 3 days, you'll be all done. So it won't take you very long. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click write emails. Okay. I'm going to give you the subject line I just gave you. So put in the Zev's subject line. You're going to do the template that I just gave you. And then you're going to press send.
Mhm.
Now, do not do any of that until you fix your video. Now, one more thing. I've just given you a list of the schools that I think would be good for you as a potential fit. I also picked some of them as leverage schools. Some of them you're never going to go to. They're too far, they're too expensive, but they beat schools that you might want to go to, including a Messiah. So what I need you to do is I want you to pick 15 schools you really love at the D2 and D3 level. You're going to email the D1s also. So I'm going to put this here. In 3 weeks, you will email all the D1 schools using the AI.
Mhm.
Okay, but not yet. For right now, you're going to pick 15 schools you really love at the D2 and D3 level, and you need to find something genuine for those. When I say genuine, let's just pick Lynchburg, just as an example. You're going to go to their website. Then what you do, first you're going to go to the roster. Do you know anybody on this team by any chance? Probably not. That's fine. Okay, so we're going down. You don't know anybody on the team. No big deal. Okay, he's the associate head coach, which basically makes him the assistant coach, but he gets paid a little bit more money. The big thing is he graduated in 2015 in sports management with a minor and master's degree from Lynchburg, served as the head coach of da-da-da. Okay, here's the big deal. Last season, he led them to the conference championship game in the UPSL. Okay, UPSL is a big deal for you because he will understand what USL 2 is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because UPSL and USL 2, they kind of compete with each other. So that's good. So you definitely want to email him for sure. You could even say, I saw how great you did. We'll write it here. So something genuine you can say to the assistant coach. I enjoyed reading about your coaching with your UPSL team. Congrats on a great season last year. Period. Like my name is Zev, so I was always looking for like a Russian coach or an Israeli coach or something like that. He also coached juniors in FC Richmond at Central, and he has D license. Is high school soccer. Okay, fine. Nothing big then. He was a goalkeeper, so not our problem. All right. So we got one genuine interest, but that's not really enough. When you go here, you need to look up how they did. So their schedule. So they killed it this year. 15-3-3. That's an amazing season. They went to the NCAA tournament and they lost to Ohio Northern in the first round, but they beat Washington and Lee, which is a really, really, really good program. So they're a really good team, really good team. But one thing you should say is, so you could say, I watched your team against ONU, and you could say something like, I really enjoyed watching your wingers. Something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched them in person when they went to Roanoke because our oldest child goes to Roanoke College.
Okay, well, there you go.
So we
I
did.
watched your team in person against Roanoke. My brother attends that school. Perfect. That's as genuine as it gets. That's literally perfect. So let me show you something. In the AI system, what you can do is when you write, I'm just going to pretend this is Lynchburg for a second. If this was Lynchburg, you would write genuine emails and you would write something genuine to each coach, and then you'd press save. When you press save and you go to write emails down here, see how this one is green? When you type in dear, I'll have a video for this for you so you don't forget. Dear coach, hashtag coach's name. Then you're going to type in hashtag genuine, and it will take the genuine thing you wrote and automatically insert it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a video to show you again. But the point is, you need to pick 15 schools and write something genuine for those 15 schools, because those are the schools you care about. The schools I gave you, they're kind of backup schools / a couple of them I think you're going to like. Okay, so here's my prediction for you. And I would put a bet on it, and we could even do that if you want. If you fix your video to be a minute long, you write the email like I told you, and you use the AI system, I think you'll have an offer in 2 to 3 months. That's just one email. Now you're going to need to send a follow-up email. And when that happens, you're going to need to reference this chapter called receiving emails and how you organize them and respond to them. All of it is right here. Of course, we can book another meeting. Look, the biggest thing here that your problem is who you are projecting yourself to the outside world has been not good. Okay. Your emails, not bad, but not great. But your video is terrible. Okay. But you're really good. Okay. So that's not fair to you. Does that make sense? Now, because we're doing this one-time call, normally I would have my editors fix it for you. Because we're doing this one-time call, I can't offer that. However, I feel for you. So I still want your video to get fixed. So here's my recommendation. I want you to try and make the video the best you can on your own. We have one more problem to face. Okay, so let's say you fix your video and you get a bunch of invitations to camps. Of course, you guys will have to either book me again, or you guys at that point can handle it on your own. If you read this document, it has all the answers for you, I swear. But having said that, you do have to make some decisions before you fix all that. Because let's say it takes you a week to fix your video, another week to send the emails. Now we're in June 20th, and you do have to go to some camps. So this is to say this: when you make this list of your genuine schools, this is what I want you to do. I want you to make this list. You're going to find something genuine. You're going to name the school. You're going to put their camp date, and you're going to put their application date. This is for academics, because I want you to prepare as if you're going to apply to the school. Because if you, let's say the application is due, most of them are due January 1st, but let's just say a school is like, hey, we actually want yours in August, and then we need a second piece in November, and you don't know it, then you won't be able to go to the school. Even if you just want to go to school for soccer, you just won't be able to go to school at all. Does that make sense? So you're going to do this for 15 schools. When you've made this list, you're then going to do this. I know there's a lot of work, but you're the one who wanted to play college soccer. I'm the one who tried to make you quit. You're going to take this section here. You're going to rank the schools using this template. So you're going to Google the campus. You're going to look at the academics. You're going to look at the athletic facilities, how good they've been. Like, for example, Lynchburg they were fantastic. So you'd give them like a 10 out of 10. If they go to the tournament, that's a 10 out of 10. Coach personality, you can put a question mark. Location, how do you like it? How big is the school? You already did this one. You already did this one. You already did that one. And that's if you want it. And then what you're going to do, once you have done the 15 schools and you know their camp dates, you're going to book 2 to 3 camps this summer, even if you are going cold. The best thing we could do is we freeze time, right? Because we're in June. We freeze time, you fix your video, send the email, get responses, and then based on the responses, you pick your camp. That's best case. But we're at a stage now where you're going to have to maybe pick some cold. Does that make sense? Because I just don't want them to get booked. Now, next dilemma. We're doing a great job. I hope I haven't scared you too much. But the next dilemma is there's a lot of college camps to pick from. And here's your problem. You can go to these camps. You could go, I'll put this in bold. These camps you qualify for, these ones you do not. This is like every camp by state. So if you wanted to look it up by state, you can. This is every single camp based off of your GPA. This is for girls. This is another one this is another camp you could consider. There's a couple overlaps there. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't want you to go to any of those camps. Okay, 0 of them. Because when you go to a camp with multiple schools as a junior, 90% of the time, the coaches say, it was great to see you. Could you come to my camp? And you're like, what are you talking about? I just paid for this camp. Why am I also going to your camp? So my strong opinion is at your age, it doesn't help you to the degree that you would like it to. You're better off going to 3 individual camps. You will get told yes or no at this stage of the year, or they'll say to you, we need video, or we need your transcript, or come one more time in the fall. You will get an answer. So that's why we recommend the individual camp. So there's a lot of work. I know that. Let me try and answer some questions you might have.
I got a question.
Yes.
I was saying like right now, like we've been seeing some like bad press, let's say about Lynchburg, like about them closing a bunch of programs and firing
Yes.
a bunch of the enrollments down 15%. So stuff like that spook us away from a school.
Good question. What they should do is it should make your eggs go in multiple baskets. That's what it should do. The short answer is yes, it should spook us away. But what if the soccer team's the one team that they don't cut and then you don't email them? And that would be a bummer that you didn't bother. What you should
Right.
do is you should have multiple offers or interests. And then when it comes time to decide, you'll ask the coach, hey, I recognize that you have 15% non-applications. Are you a program that's at risk? And you're gonna have to, he'll lie to you, to be honest. Like if he knows, he'll probably lie to you. Or he may say to you, look, I don't know the answer. I just don't know. It's your risk to take. And guess what?
Right.
Let's say you go, Lynchburg's my favorite school, I'm gonna risk it. And then the program does get cut. Well, good thing you messaged all those other schools who were also offered you, because now you can go to them very smoothly. It's not that big of a deal. Hey, coach, you email the other coach, Lynchburg cut their program. I'm still very good at soccer. Would you like me now? And the coach goes, of course. Easy. But if you go to Lynchburg, say, and don't email anybody else, and then the program closes, and then you try and get in contact, well, now you're in a very bad position.
Okay.
In terms of ID camps, how should we pick, I guess, which ones to go to? Because
Yes. So here's what I would say. The answer to the question is send the email out, and based off the responses, you will know. You will get genuine answers. Like you're going to go to Shenandoah because the coach has been so good to you. That's why you're going, right? Easy. They like you like them, go to camp. The difficult answer is before you send out your email, the only way to decide that, which is a pain, you're going to pick 15 schools. And you can look at my list, by the way. It's separated in region. If you're like, I don't even know what to pick, go look at my list. And what you're going to do is you're going to rank your 15 schools in order as best you can. Based off of that order, right, and to figure out which order they're in, you're going to answer these questions. As you see your top 5 list, book those camps. Whichever ones end up in the top 5, those are the ones you book.
okay. But some of them we would have to go. I know some of them are like like you said, it's going to take a while to edit the video. One is June 15th, June 22nd, and then Shenandoah's not till July, but there's a
So,
couple in
yeah.
July.
So the short answer is book the camps, go. You don't go, you don't get recruited. Simple as that. Book the camp, go. Your son's a good soccer player. He'll do a good job. The only thing that's important though, if he's going to do that, right? Because I don't like his video at the minute. I'm really hoping he can, even if he could just edit the 3 goals I saw and 2 dribbles, right? That's basically a minute. He'd be just fine. So I would recommend that he gets some type of video, but a week before the camp, he's going to send this email right here that says before the ID camp, this template, exactly like this. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And he can use the subject line I gave him, but he'll put this camp date, he'll write it just like this, and he'll send it. And that's important that it goes a week before.
Okay.
Question. He has some goals from his high school team. Should I get rid
Heck
of
yeah.
those?
Perfect. Those would be amazing. Yes.
Okay.
When you do the highlight video, here's an example, is you're going to use video. This is plenty. Give me your face, give me the accolades. That's plenty. Okay, I don't need any more than that. I will admit this. You actually do have time for a self-interview. So you should do a self-interview. So what I'm going to say is you should do a self-interview. And for a self-interview, this is what you're going to say. My name is, I have been offered to play for USL 2 this summer and NAL Academy. I have forget your GPA for right now. Say I play as a winger and I graduate in the class of 2025. Oh, period. Thank
If he
you.
plays multiple positions, should we put that in there? Or just,
Good question. He is a winger. Keep him as a winger. Coaches
okay.
don't like multiple positions. They like one
Okay.
position and one position only. Only
Okay.
because it's easier to recruit. If he's playing right back, left mid, center mid, they go, I don't know what I need him for. It's too many. Also, I've watched him. He's a winger. I'd play him as a winger. He's good at it. He's fast. He's quick. If the coach wants to play him as a striker in a 4-4-2, they can figure that out.
Okay.
I'm also going to show you a tool right now that you need to have, okay, one way or another. And unfortunately, the only way I can give this to you is if you set up a call, but you need this plan. So let me show you how this works. This is called the College Soccer Guy AI. So if you're as late as I think you are, you must email every Division 3 and every Division 2 right now, today. That is non-negotiable. You're like, Zip, some of those schools don't have my major. Okay, avoid those ones. But otherwise, even those ones you want to consider emailing because you can leverage them. If you want to play college soccer, which is a privilege, and you're going to be studying business, what you do in the summer is how you're going to get a job, not what school you go to necessarily. If you want to study pre-med, you got to go to grad school anyways. So if that's you, then what you want to think about is, hey, I really want to play college soccer. There might be some money left. It's unlikely, but it's possible. But you got to send an email to everybody quickly. Now, here's the good news. If you have a good video and you're a good soccer player and you send out this email blast, you can still get recruited with going to no camps and just video if you aim for D3 and D2. That's the good news. The bummer news is I don't know what your video is like or anything like that. So I'm going to assume your video and your email template are perfect, which they probably are not, but let's pretend they are. After that, you need to use this system. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to boys or girls, wherever you're at. You're going to press select all. This will select every girl team there is in the country. Let's say I click Division 2. It will go through every single Division 2 school in the boys that we can email right away, because that is super important. So here is every single Division 1 program. We can also do Division 2, Division 3, etc. You can only send, at this moment, you can only send 100 emails a day, but you can send 100 emails a day every day for 5 days, and you'll have emailed every coach in the country. So then what you're going to click Write Genuine. You'll be able to write something genuine for your top schools, which you should totally do. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click Write Emails, and you're going to write an email to these coaches. Now, when you go like this, Dear Coach, hashtag coach's name, it will automatically insert the name for you. Then you go hashtag genuine. So on the last page, when you wrote something genuine, it will work. Then you got to put your template, and you got to have your subject line with your template. Make sure it is not longer than 10 to 12 sentences. If you don't know how to make it like that, then we need to schedule a call. Then you're going to press preview. It will double check. See how the spacing is a little awkward? So you press edit again. You just get rid of that space, get rid of the space. You press preview, and now the spacing is perfect. So that way you can double check. Then what you're going to do is you are going to go to my templates, and whichever one. So if we're sending a mass email, here's a template I would use, given it's your mass email, given your situation. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start receiving emails. When you start receiving emails, you got to put them in categories. So here we go. We've got the different categories. We put them in. We can write the ID camp dates. Let's just go, for example, to our pipeline. So we're keeping track of every school. These are my regular emails. They're not school emails because I'm just a normal person. But connect to your own Gmail account, not to mine. Here's Pacific Lutheran. Here's John York. Here's their camp date. Here's what they told me. They want me for a visit. So then it's in the genuine section. And then you can scroll down here and you can go, which camps did I write down? Here are the camps I got to go to. And whether or not it's genuine or not. And you got to go to the genuine camps. You have to. That is non-negotiable if you want to play college soccer in your holy Christ almighty, I'm a senior and I'm in trouble. This is what you need to do. Now, the good news is if you do this and say, I fix your video for you, get your video fixed, then you really could have a chance to play college soccer and you could be fine and survive and quote unquote find your college soccer team. But without a system like this, you could do the same thing manually. It will just take you a very, very long time, which is why I built this system in the first place. If you're a senior, I don't particularly like working with seniors because of how stressful it can be for you and what I have to do, but I'm willing to help you. I want you to play college soccer. You deserve to, but it's going to take using this system. And the good news is I have the system. Nobody else has this. I'm the only one. It's a proprietary system. It's cost me many, 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 many thousands to build, and I'm very proud of it, and it can help you get recruited very quickly. If you want more help, give me a call. Links in the bio. Talk soon. Bye.